Alright.
And we are back.
Yes. We are back. BrainDamage Podcast, episode 4? Yeah, episode 4.
4. Number 4. Quattro. Cinco seis.
Un, deux, trois. Cat. Cat is how you say foreign French.
The cat in the hat sat on a net.
Fucking weirdo. Okay, so Chris, I think that a good topic to start on is what we were talking about in the car earlier with like why people don't listen to different music that's like not popular today. Because it's a weird topic. Like, pop music has, you said it was like a snakeskin thing. And I was like, that's so true. Because pop music literally sheds its skin and becomes an entire different genre every like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
It is. And there's a necessity to follow where a monkey see, monkey do culture. You know?
Yeah.
When we see a large group huddled together, we want to be a part of the group. Whatever the case, even if you're not done with grunge music, you may stop playing it. You know, because your friends are all on this like new ABBA wave. ABBA? Is it ABBA?
ABBA.
ABBA? Was I off? Sorry.
Or is it ABBA?
ABBA.
ABBA? Whoa.
Told you I've been here before.
No, wait, we both said it at the same time.
I know.
That's wild.
I told you I've been here before. Nobody believes me.
Okay, maybe he has. Maybe Chris is a time traveler. Dude, did you watch that video? The time traveler video that I sent this morning?
No.
It was pretty crazy, to be honest.
Oh, it was on one of those sketchy ones, though.
I know. But, like,
That's how you get hacked.
it made sense. No, it was on YouTube.
Never mind.
Yeah, I just was watching it through, like, a fucking news site.
A Snapchat ad.
No. Oh, well, it was on that, but I wasn't watching it in that. I was watching it in Google Chrome. I, like, looked up the actual thing. Because I was like, I'm not about to go through this whole fucking thing. Those Snapchat ads are so annoying. It's just like you click on something and it just, like, loads for, like, 3 minutes.
No, I know. So.
But,
okay,
yeah.
so music.
Yeah. Music. No, because today I was listening to some, like, punk, like, early 2000s punk music, like Blink-182 and Good Charlotte and stuff like that. And that stuff is, like, immensely popular. And, I mean, it's still popular today, but not as much as it was. But that stuff was basically, like, Drake of that generation, you know? Like, every single, like, anybody who was a young adult during that time mostly listened to that music, you know? And it's weird because now pop music has shifted more towards rap, and it's almost culturally unacceptable to listen to, like, alternative music.
It's culturally lonely.
No, yeah, it's
But
never
intentional.
showcased.
It's intentionally lonely. It's people who see you attempting to make a change, and they're like, no, stop. And we're like, what? They're like, stop. You can't do that. It's like that episode of Fairly Odd Parents. He wishes everybody was the same, and then everybody turns into like a literal blob. And the world is gray. Because everybody can't be the same. Like, you gotta be different.
Yeah. Oh. Are we going to show them that there's 2 plug-and-plays now? Sorry, we've been hitting the stiz and the plug a little bit today. My mouth's a little dry. Oh, the cola things were downstairs. But we actually tried some, what was it? Keef Cola. Keef Cola. That shit was pretty fire, to be honest. It tasted a lot like Coke, like,
Mm-hmm.
and Yeah, it was 10 milligrams THC. I felt it though. I definitely felt it in combination with that gummy that we took.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good high though.
I'm on like a different plane right now.
Like mentally.
Physically.
Those gummies had CBD too.
Those gummies feel good in my legs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like relaxing my muscle. I can feel my like tightness. It's just like a flab now. So that's cool. But they were hot. They had freaking tapatio in the middle.
Dude, no, they were called like something tangy, spicy or whatever. There was some like Mexican flavored. And he was not expecting it.
Nah,
it was fire though, low key. I like spicy shit though. I mean, it's my Mexican side. Dude, yeah. Have you ever had a margarita?
I tried one of yours.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty good. Honestly, it didn't
really
taste
good.
like alcoholic at all. I probably could have gotten super
Drunk off of them?
Yeah.
That's what I did yesterday.
I've never felt what it feels like to be drunk.
I don't know if you would like it. Because I feel like it's the opposite of getting high. I feel like with you getting high, it's like sharpening your mind in a way, you know? Like you're seeing clearlier. That's definitely a word. More clearly. But yeah, like seeing more clearly. But being drunk, it kind of just distorts it. It's like, oh, shit. I'm just going to say everything and anything and just be dumb as hell right now. You know? It's a different thing. It's a different thing.
I just drink some wine. It's alright. Nothing really happened.
How much do you have?
I had a bottle.
A whole bottle? To yourself?
I had 2 glasses.
And that's, yeah.
That's not a lot.
Last night I had 2 Mai Tais and a mucho margarita.
Mucho margarita?
Yeah, it's like a big ass one, like this big.
What did they drink on Pulp Art? Was it a margarita? I want to drink that. That looks so good.
The slushy one?
Yeah, whatever he drank and like just got all crazy with.
Dude, they're so good.
I want to try that.
Dude, Applebee's happy hour, literally fucking $5.99 for a mucho margarita. But yeah, I don't know. It's a different thing than getting high. I don't know if you'd necessarily like it.
I don't know. I feel like if I accept it, I would probably like it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I would want to accept it.
I feel it.
I'd probably have to not smoke before.
Oh, like not get crossfitted?
Yeah, I don't think I would like it.
I like being crossfitted,
Why?
to be honest.
It felt warm.
It's crazy.
No, sometimes I have weird dreams where, like, here, let me explain the dream. See if you can see it with me, okay?
Okay.
Picture it like, have you ever driven or been a passenger, or just looked up at the skyscrapers in like a downtown LA area?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just like, whoa. So, imagine that, but like more than Japanese futuristic. Just like maybe 50 years futuristic, right? Just like imagine what you would imagine 50 years.
Yeah.
But a compacted city, and it's like a mall. So everything is within the city, but it's also like a mall to where there's multiple entrances, multiple stores, different places, different things you could do. There's like 5 levels up and down. It's like a big place. And I have it in my dreams, and it's like a consistent like map I can go back to. But when I go there, the roads are very twisty and cracked. So basically, earthquakes shook up most of the freeways, and what we did was we hybridized all the cars. And so you hybridize all the cars to where they're half flying, half auto drive. So wherever there's like a crack going up or down, in the freeway, the car would automatically, account for it. And so it became like these like roller coaster type roads where we just kind of built what we could as fast as we could, and it's just like a kind of an underdone area, you know. And then you get into like the main like city shopping area, and like I go shopping there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird though. Like I have different people there. Sometimes it gets bigger. Sometimes things are closed. Like it's weird.
And you just be dreaming this,
Yeah.
like randomly.
Multiple times, like on a regular basis. Like I could go back there if I wanted to. It's like a
Like lucid dreaming.
similar. I would say it's like astral
Astral projection.
projections, but like in the
Yeah.
verbal form.
I
I don't know. I came to Tim's house one time in a dream, and I was like a figment. I was like a spirit almost. I was invisible and he couldn't see me, but my physical body was also here. But I kind of made myself go into my physical body, and I was doing stuff with my physical body like as a copy in that world, in that dimension. So like I was like, oh, let me get a me. So I got me and I got in it like a Minecraft game, and I got in it, and I just started messing around in your world, in the dimension. And so it was like on Mario, on what's it called, Smash,
yeah.
where the time pauses and everybody's like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that. I go into dimensions where time is like that, but I'm not limited to that. I can defy that.
I mean, I follow what you're saying.
And so I've had experiences that feel like the experience that I go through physically, but they were potential outcomes within the time frame that I watched them. So if I watched this when I was 12 years old, it would be a potential outcome based off of all the stuff that would have to happen to get to this point. You know what I mean? So I think that when I dream, the things that I remember, the things that I'm telling you, are describing me astral projecting into different areas of my life, timeline wise. So I like interdimensionally travel.
To like change the outcome of things, or
To see potential outcomes and then to guide myself towards the best ones that I saw. I go into a place without time and I just analyze the potential outcomes, and I come back with as much information from that experience as possible, and I try to piece it together throughout the day. I use things that I saw at that moment in time. When I saw it outside of time, I was like, oh, that's all the stuff that happens that day? Cool. I'll remind myself of what I need over here. It's like a pocket USB. So every time you smoke weed, every time you lucid dream or you astral project, you create this like alternate space, this like mirrored image, but you're the only person there because you created it, right? But everybody has the ability to create it, and everybody creates it. They just can't describe what they've created, right? Like who could say this step? And so it's hard to describe. So you have to go through it multiple times till you can describe it. And by the time you can, people probably think you're crazy.
I would assume.
You know, there's no way to explain it. It's not meant to be explained. It's meant to be experienced. And the experience that you're capable of having is one where you are capable of much more than you think you are, and you can direct yourself towards your best capabilities. You know, instead of Instead of being like, man, life sucks, everything is horrible, blah blah blah. You're just like, life is good, I'm going to a good place, like everything is better, and you end up like projecting yourself over there with your words, with your statements, with what you write down. You know, if the third dimension is two-dimensional objects stacked on top of each other to seem third dimensional,
Yeah.
then writing something down on paper in the second dimension could affect the third dimension. You know, that's the idea. Is that when people say, "Oh, make a list and write it down," you need to write it down on paper. That's what all these like Gary Vee guys say.
Yeah.
But like, it's legitimate that writing it down takes over some part of your mind. You know, you see it as more capable when you see it in the second dimension. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's just a circle. It's not a sphere. You know what I mean? It's less daunting.
No, for sure.
As a third dimensional creature, your brain, perception wise, sees it, and it sees it as like a conquerable thing. It's like paper is nothing. I can squish it in my hand.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I sound like a yoga master.
No, but it does make sense. Like being able to, because if you're looking at it on a list, you're like, oh, that's what I have to do. Then you just go do it. You know, it's like, oh, I have this structured list. I'm gonna follow this structured list. It almost is like a form of clearing your mind. You're like, oh, I don't have to think about what to do next. I know what to do next.
Yeah, it's a calming feeling to believe that every decision you make has already been processed, and that you've been set on a trajectory, and you're setting yourself on a trajectory. And as you continue to go on it, you'll be confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you'll see different things. And for me, I see my totems a lot. Like something good happens, and then I see a number that I recognize in that number. And I'm like, what are the odds that would be right there, right now? Like right now when this happened. But it's almost like I left myself breadcrumbs. Like, yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is good. You know, if I could alter anything within that time frame, I would alter something that would remind me, not something that would have to be remembered. You know what I mean? It would be something that prompted. It wouldn't be something that's like, remember 40 different numbers, and then we'll talk if you can remember. It's like, no, I'm gonna flick something on that you don't even know, and then you're gonna go this way for no reason. Or you're gonna make a decision and you're gonna see that specific thing, and you're gonna be like, whoa, what are the odds?
Yeah, it's like speaking things into existence.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's the same.
That makes
concept.
sense. Yeah, like
and I
Russ.
think it's kind of real. Yeah, like Russ. Russ basically did it, right? Like,
yeah, literally. He ever since he was like 17, he was just like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna give my mom a McLaren. Or like, I'm gonna give my mom a house.
Yeah.
And then he did it.
I think we could do it.
No, definitely. I think everybody's capable of more than they think. It's just a matter of devoting time to it. Because everybody's time is precious, but a lot of time is wasted, exactly.
A lot of
and there's
time
no wasting time.
I used to hate that in school. I would tell my mom, I don't want to go. And she'd be like, why? I said, because I don't want to waste time. It's just like, well, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know, but I don't want to be doing that. Like, I just knew this specific thing. I was like, okay, I learned the process. I passed the test. You know I'm capable of doing this. If I need algebra, I'll read a book, I'll do what I just did, and I'll be good. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm capable of understanding it, comprehending it, and doing it, then I can do that at any time, even if I forgot it.
I mean, school is just a structured form. But a
But
lot
it's
of people don't
enforced.
need a structured. But I think some people learn better that way.
They do.
Like I think a
don't
lot of
it's
people do.
flawed to the point where you need to like take it away.
Yeah.
But I also think that the way it is, where it's mandatory, and if
No,
your
yeah.
kid isn't going to school or wanting to go to school, the parents are going to get in trouble. You know, all this ridiculousness for something that's not easily contained. Like, some kids just hate it.
Yeah, it's stupid because at the same time, I think that a lot of people learn better without it, without structure, you know? Because everybody learns different. I know for me, the structure, it kind of helps, like, being forced to be in that, to work in that time, like a time. I like time frames and time frames. I like time frames. And so it just like guided me in a way. But at the same time, I don't like being restricted to talking about certain subjects, or like in English, if I had to write a paper on a certain book, I'm like, I wish I could just write about whatever I want. I don't want to like focus on this one thing. There's back and forths with it. Because, I don't know, it's weird. And then plus, I just felt like I already knew everything, because I did. Because if I saw it once, I was like, oh, it's in my head now. I just like bring it back up. I'm like, okay, I remember exactly when the teacher wrote it on the whiteboard, and like I'll see it there, and I'm like, okay, it's this one. It's weird, but yeah,
You know,
I
I
don't know.
vividly remember. Have you ever heard of or watched the Andy Griffith Show?
Yeah, I love that show.
It's a
I
good
grew
show,
up watching
right?
that show.
Like, it's kind of a calming show.
Yeah, apparently Andy Griffith was a dick in real life.
I know, I heard that. I was kind of disappointed. I was like, fuck
Yeah,
you.
because he's such a good guy in the show. He's like the like lovable sheriff,
I was like, how the heck?
and it's dude.
But I remember coming home from school, like 5 years old, watching episodes of that, and I can almost play the day in my brain.
No, yeah, I feel it. I could remember those things too.
It's like I could skidoo into that timeline. I'm serious.
No, I understand. I do. It's almost like a hyper memory, you know? And there's definitely cases of people that have like insane memories that recall everything. You know? Like it's a cool thing. It is. A good memory is a really cool thing, and I don't think a lot of people have good memories. It's weird. Everybody is so quick to forget what just happened.
I think
And just
a lot of people doubt themselves,
definitely.
their capability.
Mhm.
Like I feel like when we're born, the world is set so that everybody is at a default serve this specific goal.
Mhm.
And in most cases that's like a regular job or like professor jobs. Like, most professors are waiting until they get tenure and then they're out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they like it, kinda, but then they're also kind of dicks sometimes. Like, just straight up, just like, oh, well, I didn't want to show up today. That's weird. When teachers are allowed to do that, it's like.
But I kind of like it.
I think it's cool.
Because I'm like, oh,
it's
no,
an
I don't have class
experience.
today.
But it's
Oh.
like, I'm paying for you and your services, and
Yeah.
you're out here talking about we don't have school today because you're not feeling it. I'm like, I agree, but then give me an A or something. Like, you can't just take away my education and then be like, oh, but also you're failing because you weren't here.
I don't know, dude. I'm really high, to be honest. This is probably the highest I've been on the podcast.
On the podcast, really?
Definitely.
I feel like, have you ever seen the regular show?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the episode where they both are like ultra godlike level status?
What was that?
I don't know.
Do you know? Like, you felt that, right?
Look at this.
No. Like, you felt the room vibrate? Oh, it's your fingers, you dick. You motherfucker. You fucking made me feel vibrations.
Nah, this dude was like, wait, did you feel that? And I was like, what? And he was like, the room was vibrating. And I started doing it again. And I'm literally just mad at him, just staring him down like, and he is not noticing my hands are rapidly moving like this. He is instead worried that I am not experiencing the vibrations he is experiencing. He looked at me with the horror, as if to say, there is an earthquake, potentially the big one, and you are not experiencing it with me?
Dude, my face hurts right now.
No, I just described the scenario.
Dude. Fuck.
Pretty
I think
accurate.
the edible is hitting me.
Pretty accurate? What'd you say?
No, that's definitely accurate. I thought I was gonna die. Like, my heartbeat went up.
No, I felt it. I could see it like a spider
Yeah.
said.
I can't stop smiling.
That's good. That's what we're here for.
But it hurts at the same time.
Dude, it kind of feels lame that this podcast could not be taken seriously, even if it is monetarily better than most jobs.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't really think about it, but then I do. Because there's like older adults in my life that I respect. And I know their opinions are similar to some younger adults in my life that I don't respect. But, you know what I mean? Like, people just continuously think things. And so, like, my grandpa is always telling me to get into, like, air conditioning or aero technician to work on planes. And I'm like, what? He's like, it pays good. And I was like, how much? And he's like, $100,000. It's like, $100,000 to work on planes. It's like, I don't know if I trust myself to work on planes. Like, I'm gonna hear somebody die and be like, hey, that was my plane, was it? You know, like, I don't think it was for me. So I told him that. He was all disappointed. But I feel like until this starts making, like, decent money, this will always be looked at as, like, this weird hobby that we're both pursuing immaturely.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
And, like, I don't care. Like, I'm doing a podcast. I don't care. Like, we got stuff for the podcast. I wouldn't have invested if it really mattered. But at the same time, it bothers me that it's a thing. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, it's not really your business.
Yeah.
Like people make their way up to the top in more cases than none by putting other people down or, like, sacrificing other people. You know what I mean? Like, they'll screw over Becky to get the promotion, to get to this next level. But then they'll be bragging at, like, family dinners how they're, like, you know, top level MVP, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, but what did you have to do to get there? It's like, that's crazy too. And most people don't think about their own jobs like that. They just think about other people who are making more than them. Which is, like, totally possible. It's like, oh, you do something that I don't approve of? Well, it shouldn't be succeeding. You know, like, it's a weird thing, and I don't like it. I'm sad that it's a thing.
No, yeah, it's definitely a trashy thing. Like, I don't know why people prejudge things. It's weird. And then when they do something that's, like, fucked up, it's like, oh, but, like, this is the way people are supposed to do it.
Yeah, there is no way at all. Honestly. There is things
There's
that we all
multiple
agree
ways.
on that are, like, things we shouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you shouldn't just go kill the guy who cut you off.
Yeah.
Like, we all kind of agree on it. We're like, yeah, that makes sense. You know, but like Christians, Catholics, Muslims, they all have different beliefs on how the world should be run or how their government should be run and stuff. It always bothered me how most Christians that I knew were like heavy on like gay rights, like denying gay rights and abortion. But it was weird to me because like people were afraid that Obama was Muslim for a minute. Like on Fox News, that was like a big thing. It's like, is Obama a Muslim?
Yeah.
Where is he from?
That.
Where is he from? Where are his papers? And he had already stated like they go to a Christian church and they categorize themselves as Christian, but the media kept digging and they're just like, oh no, he's totally Muslim, and it freaked everybody out.
Yeah, over nothing, just because they're like, just to try to ruin his reputation, basically.
But when it's a Christian in the White House, they want that Christian to do everything Christian. Because he's a Christian. Not because the law is supposed to be Christian, not because anything else. Just because he's Christian and he should do Christian things. And a lot of them are like restrictive things, you know, putting laws in places so people can't do specific things. And it's pretty messed up because it's like, as long as it's not hurting other people physically and not like taking away their rights, it should be fine. On a legal standpoint at least. Because you should have a separation. Because if Obama really was a Muslim and he started implementing Muslim law because he believed that Muslims were the best and whatever, like that would be freaky to every American, right? Like a little bit. Definitely. It'd be like, whoa, dude. We voted you. We didn't know. Yeah, like, hold on. Like we wouldn't have it. But when Christians do it, it's supposed to be a good thing. But in a lot of cases, it's just morally good based off of their beliefs. It's not good based off of a lawful system or based off of something that can be like reproduced. Like if it was done to them, they wouldn't like it.
Yeah, no, definitely. They would not like it.
And it's like a weird double standard that always bothered me a little bit.
No, for sure. People like to judge people for the same thing that they're already doing. It's just a bunch of hypocritical shit. That's how the world is ran. Everybody's a hypocrite. Like, that's a saying, but it's true. Basically. I think humans are inherently hypocritical.
I think it's true.
Yeah. It's a weird thing, though. It's a weird thing. Like, have you ever seen that movie, The Invention of Lying? With Ricky Gervais.
See what?
The Invention of Lying, or whatever. I think it's called that.
No, but it sounds cool now that you say it.
Yeah. It's with, you know who Ricky Gervais is, right?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. I was actually randomly just listening to his podcast last time I was here. On the way here and on the way home. I listened to his stand-up.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
so, no, you're good. But so this movie's called The Invention of Lying. It came out in 2009. It takes place in a world where lying doesn't exist, where that's not a part of human nature, you know. And so Ricky Gervais' character learns how to lie, and he's like, oh, I could just do a bunch of shit and say I didn't do it, and everybody will believe me, because everybody's naive, you know. He's the only ever person to ever lie in history. So everybody thinks he's just telling the truth.
What if everybody was already lying?
I don't know.
What if everybody was lying because everybody thought that everybody was telling the truth? So they were telling you a specific truth through their peripherals.
I don't know. You're thinking too complex for my brain.
Sorry, I'm at like 6th dimension right now.
No, yeah, I feel it.
I just broke through.
But I definitely think you should watch that movie because it kind of relates to this. Cause like,
no, yeah, I wanna.
Why are humans inherently hypocritical and inherently like lie about certain things? Because being a hypocrite is basically lying. It's on the same level, definitely.
But hypocrite is like accidental lying. Like hypocrites don't often know that they're being hypocritical.
Yeah, but that's what I want to know. Is like, why is it just a part of human nature to do this? It's a weird thing to do.
I don't know.
I don't think any other animal just like lies to another animal.
I think, like, isn't it believed that it's pretty recently within like the time of space and human history that there has been real actual like representation and like findings of human life within the past like 8 to 10,000 years. You know, like the universe is old, the world is old, evolution happened, but intelligent life is only recorded between like 10 to 12,000 years or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of like Sumerian stuff and like Greek mythology and Egyptian stuff. Those are like the initial like remnants. You know what I mean? The first civilizations, it seems.
Yeah.
And like, so most religious texts are said to be about the same. You know what I mean? Like, they're said to be written within time frames like of ancient. You know what I mean? Compared to where we are. So I feel like they have a lot of information. Now, not all the information may be true, but I feel like they have a lot of information that could lead to the truth. And I feel like there is a truth.
Yeah.
Like, some sort of absolute that I would probably call a God. But, you know, other people may not see it the same, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, specifically just, like, my opinions. But, like, I think that, and I feel that. I feel like.
No, it makes sense.
And, like, weed feels like that. And I feel like what I've heard other people say, other drugs feel like that. You know, and there's things from the earth that, if there was a creator, would have created those things for the earthlings. You know what I mean? Like, carrots do us good, lettuce do us good. You know, there are certain things that are poisonous that don't do us good. And we found out, we're like, oh, look at Jeff.
Yeah,
but like,
he's dead as fuck.
Yeah, don't eat the berries, guys.
Sherry's berries.
Sherry's berries. I knew we were gonna get that in here. Sherry's berries. If you don't know, now you know.
Gang. But no,
man, I'm all the way back here.
It's all good.
Yeah,
it's all good. But no, so, dude, I have a question. This is going like behind the scenes a little. My friend has a YouTube channel, and he has like 130, 140 subscribers. It's cool. But he wants me to be in one of his videos, but I don't know if I should like promote this in his videos, because he just graduated high school. He's 18, so he just turned 18 like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, his audience is not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same like age.
I hate that that's a saying. Like, kids can watch a Budweiser commercial while watching the Lakers with their family or whatever. It's family friendly in most cases.
Yeah.
But if they hear about weed, they're totally gonna do it, and they're doomed forever. It's like, no, you make a decision, right? Like I saw my dad smoking cigarettes over half my life. He barely quit, and maybe him quitting like deterred me too. But never once did I go, oh, Dad smokes those really horrible smelling, kind of crazy things. You know what? I'm totally gonna do that.
No, same.
Like, people have their own minds.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's not as bad as it seems. You have the ability to fight it, but most people like don't.
No, it's weird. A lot of people just try to fit in. It's a weird thing though, because I don't know why somebody would want to fit in. But it goes to the same thing that people forget who they actually are. A lot of people just would rather forget and try to be something else than just continue being their self. You know?
I think a lot of people are hurt too. They want to get away from themselves.
Maybe. It's kind of just like, you know, when you're telling a story, when you're like chilling in a group of circle of friends, and you start telling a story, and then partway through the story, you're like, oh, everybody's having their own conversation now, and nobody paid attention to your story.
Yeah.
So then you just start, you take your story away, and just never say it, and you just learn what they're talking about to fit in, you know? Like, oh, I love soccer, but all of my friends are talking about basketball. Now I just drop soccer off and I learn basketball.
Yeah.
It's, nobody wants to be like the odd man out, you know?
It's hard. It's hard to like mentally stand it when people are douches too.
Yeah, there's
Like,
a lot
it's
of
cool.
like shitting on people that try to be different.
No, yeah, and it's because they don't even have the courage to try.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they see somebody and they're like, "Oh shit, fuck you."
Yeah, that's like they say that that's the number one reason for bullying, is like, oh, that person, I'm jealous of what they have, so I'm gonna shit on them. But it's, I don't know why people are like that either. I don't know why people are just inherently shitty sometimes, you know?
I think we all have some sort of mental morality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you see a sad story, you feel sad just cause like your existence didn't create that. You just saw it, and your initial reaction is like, "Whoa, sad, horrible. I hate that. I don't want that to happen." Like when you said you got in a fight with somebody who talked about your mom, right? It was like, yeah, I got in a fight. What? You know, like you were proud of it.
Yeah. No,
That's
definitely.
crazy.
Well, because just sometimes people need to be checked, you know? And when people start talking shit about family, it's personal. Even if you might argue with that family member, sometimes, you know, like, if you might argue with David, but then someone starts, like, dicking on David, you're like, oh, fuck that. I'm finna sock him. Or, like, at least defend my brother, you know? It's the same thing. It doesn't matter how much times you fight with family. Like, if somebody else starts talking about it, it's like, nah, dog. I can say that. You can't say it. Fuck that. I think that fighting, I don't know. I think it should be more culturally acceptable. Because if you think about
it, should be
it,
something on how you handle a lot of stuff.
yeah, because I've heard of countries that have rules that are like, oh, if you and one other person agree to want to fight, you can do that. Like, you can literally do that. If you both agree to want to fight, you can just fight.
I think it'd be hard to get people to actually want to fight you, though.
Definitely, it would be.
Most people would be like, you know what? I am so sorry. I did not, sir.
Mm.
I don't want to
Well,
fight
that's the problem with internet warriors. Is because they would never say that to someone's face. If you say that you're ready to fight somebody, you're ready to say that what you're saying, what you're talking shit about, you're ready to say that to their face, you know? If you're ready to fight that, if you're that mad, and if you're like that ready to just fight over it, but some people are just so fucking like, they talk shit just for the sake of talking shit to be controversial, and then when it's actually like comes down to it, they're like, oh, I don't mean it, I'm sorry, and then back down. I mean, nobody actually acts on anything.
I don't like it, but it kind of makes the world easy. Because they're so rare an unplugged person that creating fear in the ones who are plugged in is very easy. You know what I mean? For the mom blogger who's just always in the mood, when you don't move out of her way as soon as she wants you to, at what's it called? Sprouts. My gosh. She wants to get mad, but then when you look at her like, what are you gonna do? She looks away like, well, now I'm gonna blog about it, of course.
Yeah.
But it makes the world such a fun place for me. I play on that.
No, yeah.
I watch people, and I know who not to do it to, of course. Like, there's certain people, but then I also know who I can mess with, who I can like just totally shut down.
Like, dude, that one time when fucking I tweeted #flat earth, I literally tweeted out the earth is flat, #flat earth, and I had like 5 Russian bots attacking me, telling me to kill myself.
The earth is flat.
And then they told me that my parents should have killed me, and I was like, what? It's so, and it was all broken English with like 2 followers. I was like, bro,
dude,
why?
Who wasted the time to
A
make
Russian
5 different Twitter accounts just to roast you?
I know. No, yeah, it's weird, but it's funny when I think about it.
It is really funny, but it's kind of creepy too. Oh, you know what I think about the robots, Tim?
What robots?
Like AI and like the AI
bots?
takeover.
What about it?
Okay, so I feel like AI has become one of the most common things in a lot of places. So like, you're seeing an artificial intelligence driving a car. You're seeing a lot of TV commercials talking about Alexa and the Echo and the this and the that, right? It's becoming a very mainstream thought process to having this as normal within your house. And I think it is a normalizing of it, to where most people, if I told you that your refrigerator was going to monitor what you ate and drank and order food and have people come into the house and put the food in for you, you'd probably be like, what the hell?
I would probably believe it, to be honest.
No, like, it's like a high technology achievement. But like, when you think about it, it's like, I don't know if I want people just chilling in my house, like with access to my house because my fridge unlocked the door for these guys. And who knows who these guys are and what they could or couldn't take.
It's almost like, did you ever hear about that Amazon store that they wanted to make? That they're talking about it?
They made it in like New York or somewhere.
Is it where you just walk in and then whatever you
everything and then you walk out?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying they would probably use something like that
I don't know.
Counterbalance?
It's weird. I like that idea though.
I would feel safer with that, but I would feel so like violated in that everything I do, move, say, wherever I go is monitored as crazy as that.
You could never steal.
No, I feel like there's a lot of crimes that have gone down because you just can't do them anymore. Like, I don't think people rob banks anymore. Like, when was the last time, like, near here, or even just, like, nationally, did you hear about, like a legit bank robber? You know what I mean? Like, he's running across state, he's in Mexico now, blah, blah, blah. Like, I haven't heard about that in years. I haven't even heard about a chase in a while. Like, chases feel rare.
I see stuff about chases a lot, but...
No, I know, but I'm just saying from what it felt like it used to be.
No, yeah, for sure. Well, I grew up in LA too, though, so... It's like... I seen chases every day.
Yeah. But, like, different things like that are changing. Like, with the TV. Like... My grandma watches the news like I check Snapchat and Twitter. It's weird.
Yeah.
Humans,
oh, dude, my grandparents too.
Humans have like the capacity to do that, and as soon as they're given the ability to do it, like mentally speaking, they do it automatically. Humans just do that.
Yeah.
Like, Like, my grandma flips through channels like I do Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and like Facebook or whatever. It's weird.
No, it is. But dude, I was looking this up. Apparently, there's a lot of bank robberies.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, but like, how local?
I don't know how local. Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
Florida.
Yeah, that's 2 in Florida. Armed and dangerous bank robber in Fort Lauderdale. Rocky Mountain safe in Wheat Ridge. That's man responsible for 2 bank robberies in San Diego.
Maybe. I don't know, but I feel like they don't get away with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Probably not.
people don't. Bank robbery, I don't think is as lucrative as it once was. Like, before, you could get away with a couple $100,000, disappear, create a new identity, and you're good. But I feel like now they have so much technology where no matter where you go, they can pretty much find you as long as it's within the parameters of what they've already admitted to being capable of. Like, I feel like they have to let people go because they can't let the public know that they can do this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they can have eagle eye technology where every house is already monitored. They're already monitoring our speech.
Hey,
And
you ever, this is on the track of that. You ever seen Person of Interest?
Yes.
I love that show.
I feel like it's real.
I feel like it
it's
could
a
be.
TV show so that everybody goes, oh no, that's not real. But I feel like it's totally real. And it's like the government's
it's
way
crazy.
of like hiding. And you know how the government hides? Where it's just like, I can see you.
Bro, have you ever watched like dark web videos?
No.
Like not like dark web videos, but like videos about the dark web on YouTube.
Somewhat, but not.
Like stories and shit of the dark web.
No. They were creepy.
They are, but it's crazy. Some of the shit you see, and some of the shit that like is actually real, but it's just crazy enough and on YouTube so that people don't think it's super real, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then you hear about shit like fucking sex rings and shit, and how like a lot of girls in America get fucking kidnapped and then get into the sex trade, and it's ridiculous. Honestly, it's almost crazy that we don't bring light onto it. You know?
It's horrifying, though.
No, it really is.
It's like
It really
scary.
is.
It's like people like that exist. That really happens. People don't want to believe it. It's kind of like that one guy in The Matrix where he says, man, I just miss the way steak tastes. I know it's not real, but I just had to have steak. I feel like some people just gotta have steak. You know what I mean? They don't care. They don't care what's going on. They don't care what they could do. They feel hopeless about it. They accept it, and they just go back. They're like, yeah, kids get taken. I'll just make sure it's not mine. You know what I mean? But it's not advocating. It's not helping. It's not being intentional about pretty much anything. It's just this weird, like, survival.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got news that Carnage in the Venom 2 movie is confirmed. So, I don't know if you keep up with Marvel shit.
I haven't seen Venom.
I like it. A lot of people didn't like it that much, but I like it. It's a good, like, intro to Venom.
I heard it did good.
Yeah, it did, but I heard it was reviewed, like, not that great. It did good number-wise, though.
No, I literally never listen to the reviewers.
Yeah.
Like, I wanna make YouTube videos where I like review something but backwards. So I don't review it for everything that I think is wrong about it. I review it for everything that I thought was cool about it, even if it was like an underdog type video.
Yeah.
Like the movie Underdog. A lot of people probably would shit on it. Like, just be like, fuck that movie. That movie's not good.
I like that movie.
I know, me too. There's a lot of movies that I like that I think are discredited, Not because they're not good movies, but because people are putting this one size fit all filter, and they're trying to see how much your video fits into this filter. And it's like, okay, that's one filter from one group of people, but you can't judge everything with that specific type of thought.
No, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, just because they didn't have everything in frame doesn't mean that the scene wasn't emotional. You know what I mean? Like, people discredit it because their freaking, uh, you know, $10,000 school says that this is a problem, and really it's just like a nitpicky professor.
Yeah.
It's not even that that's really a thing for the art or for the potential of it.
No, yeah, I don't know. A lot of critics, it's all based on preferences.
Yeah, but nobody admits that, and that's how people succeed, and that's how people fail hard.
No, for sure, for sure. It's weird, because they'll like almost censor someone's preferences.
No, yeah.
In a sense that they want one preference to be more popular, so that one gets promoted.
Yeah, but that's the scary part.
Yeah.
Is at what point will your preference be shut down?
Like on some V for Vendetta shit. Have you seen
For real,
that?
I love that movie.
Yeah.
No, for real though. Like, that movie is a perfect representation. I honestly, like, always think about the part where they, like, kind of created the virus that only they had the cure to. And basically, whoever accepted what they were doing could kind of come to the next round. But everybody else, you know, if they weren't going to support the cause, in a sense, they had to die from the illness. It's
Yeah.
like, I think there's a lot of things that are like that. You know,
No, yeah, for sure. It also made me think of this TV show that I think you'd really like, because you have Hulu, and I think it's on Hulu. But it's called The Man in the High Castle. Have you heard about it?
No.
Oh, it's at Amazon. Is Amazon Hulu? No, Amazon is separate now, huh?
Yes, I believe so. But I have Amazon.
Oh shit. But yeah. So basically, it's in a parallel universe where Nazi Germany and the Empire of Japan divide the United States into the Greater Nazi Reich in the east, and the Japanese Pacific states to the west. So it's like the Nazis won the war, and then it's modern day 2008 or 2018, or no, actually it starts in 1962, which is like 20 years after, you know. So it's pretty cool though, if you watch it, because it almost gives you into a look at, and it gives you a look into what would have happened if something like that actually happened, like a totalitarian dictatorship that was super like censored everything you've seen, you know.
Dude, I feel like we've seen it so much, and there's so many crazy Republicans, it'd be really hard to do right now.
No, yeah, same. Especially, I feel like the U.S. as a whole, like the biggest parts of the U.S. at least, are leaning left now.
It would have to be a super sucker punch. Or something
Yeah.
that just snuck in. That's what makes me nervous about some of these new Democrats, is they're shouting similar things. It's the megabit and megabyte. They're doing that. It's a capital B and a lowercase b, and some people can't tell the difference. But there are certain people on the stage who are flapping gums. You know what I mean? They're just totally telling you whatever you need to hear to vote for them. Not even caring about the situation that they're talking about or paying attention to what's being asked of them. They're just trying to get their point across. And I get it that they think that that may be the only time that they can, but at the same time, we're living in the internet age. You can get an interview with pretty much anybody if you try. You know, you gotta step outside of this weird, 2004 politics. Like we're in 2020 almost.
Yeah, and I think that the world is rapidly like getting different from it was back then. 'Cause I feel like not a lot changed especially like technologically wise, for a while, you know, and then boom, everything started changing, and then the turn of the century came, or the turn of the millennia, and boom, like everything exponentially went up even more. Like everything is focused on technology.
Yeah, for real. I mean,
Your entire life is
have you ever seen that
technology.
show Revolution?
No.
Really?
Oh wait, the one where the power goes out? Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it. I like that show.
That show is good.
I like
That show
shows
made
like
me
that.
wanna
Have you
throw
seen The
up.
100?
No, I heard about it.
Dude, you have to watch it. There's some fucking wires on me.
I
But yeah,
It's
The
on
100.
Netflix?
Yeah, dude,
Have
it's
you
on
seen
Netflix.
Lost?
No,
No?
I think I'm gonna watch that next.
Dude,
I've been
watch
watching.
it tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
Low-key, I've been watching fucking Spider-Man, just cause all this Disney shit with Spider-Man. So I've been watching like all the Spider-Man movies,
Which one?
just all of them. I watched the first two, Sam Raimi, the Sony ones, and then I didn't watch the third one because I don't like that one. It's trash. It's the worst Spider-Man movie ever. But, and then I watched The Amazing Spider-Man 1, not the second one. The second one's trash. And now I'm gonna watch Homecoming, because that's probably the best one. But, oh, dude, I feel like I'm waking up right now. I feel like I'm finally getting like less high. You just took a hit, didn't you?
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of Wheel of Fortune in what dimension to be in. You know, I don't know if I told you this or if I told this story, but my grandpa told me a story about racism. Did I tell you about that?
Oh yeah, you did.
Okay. But that was like a really good story. I think people need to learn that at the root of racism is a disrespect felt and like initialized, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like white people feel nervous around big black people. Why? Well, because, you know, horror stories on both sides. Black people feel weird about white people because of what white people did. So you gotta have the willingness on your side to be the first one to make amends. And it doesn't mean you have to apologize for your ancestors beating their grandma. As much as it means choosing to do something that you don't have to do, right? Like taking that extra step for these people to show them that you are not your family. You know what I mean? Standing for them when it comes to legal issues and hard issues for whatever minority it is. You know, and looking out for them. I mean, obviously there's certain things that there are minorities for a reason. You know, like murder, legal.
No, yeah. There's like, it's almost like a Ten Commandments type thing. Where it's like these like laws you know not to just fucking go out and break all the time, you know? But, and then there's people that break those too. It's weird. I don't understand what could go through somebody's mind.
Is it bad if I say that there's a part of me that wants like public executions for school shooters or any kind of mass shooter? If you are caught if you are found to have a genuine mental illness, lock you away in some sort of mental institution for the rest of your life. Like, you're sick, go be sick.
Dude, I haven't seen what happens in season 3 of 13 Reasons Why.
Really? You want to know? No.
I don't want to know, but
You should watch it.
because what did season 2 end off on? That was with the dude being the school shooter, right?
Yeah.
And then wait, is that the broom?
Yeah, the mop.
Yeah, that.
Dude, that was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen.
Dude.
Like, worse than 2 girls, 1 cup.
Definitely.
That hurt in so many ways.
Yeah.
And I just thought, like, I think that's real. Like, in a way. I mean, obviously not physically happening in that circumstance, but I think there are things like that go on that are ridiculously crazy that people just get away with.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Definitely.
like, how do you even stop that? That's like pure evil. Who would do that?
No, it's terrible.
And you know people who it's happened to in a way who've gotten hurt or like been affected by somebody, and it's like, what the heck? And you can't do anything because there's no proof. And the law, oh, I hate the law, dude. The law is lawyers and stuff. It's literally made so that if you have enough lawyer capability, you can get off for almost anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I get it. That sometimes like people need to use that to their advantage, but I feel like a lot of people use it to their advantage, even when it's not true. When the other half can't speak for their side, and you're saying that they were this, you know, like I feel like the law leaves so many loopholes. It kind of just messes with too many people.
Yeah, for sure, it does.
Like there's a definite presence when white people go into the courtrooms. You know what I mean? There's a respect.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's because they know the processes. They know we stand up when they do this. We do this. You know, we're not educated in most cases, all that stuff. They're educated on how to suck up to any kind of authority. And most people outside of that culture are kind of educated on how to rebel against the authority because of how the authority has taken over time and again. You know, like with police brutality and like different teachers using their teaching for wrongdoings, whether it's like being with kids or just like neglecting kids and like mistreating the kids within your classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just been a lot to do. It's weird.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous sometimes.
I don't
Laws
even know
in
if there's a way to
general
fix
sometimes.
it.
Yeah, it's really, laws in general sometimes are kind of ridiculous. Like the abortion laws. That shit was like, yeah, it was just, I don't even know how people could come to that conclusion. It's such a weird thing to just want to like stop somebody else from doing something that has nothing to do with you. You know?
Yeah, I think that's a normal thought process. I don't know. I think the only place that I really think about it is if it's a accidental pregnancy that if the guy was uncomfortable and he told the girl to get an abortion, that would probably be an issue. But if the girl is comfortable getting an abortion and the guy would have wanted to have a baby, there is no remorse. So what? It's not your baby.
Well, I feel like because the guy doesn't really do anything.
He doesn't, and I agree. And there's a lot of men in general who like have ruined it in a sense where it's like most guys don't even do anything when they're there, let alone when they leave.
No, for sure.
But like,
Parenting is weird. It's a weird topic because everybody has their own opinion of it.
I know,
There's no one set way to
people
be
are
a
making
parent.
laws against certain parenting. I think that the robots are watching us now.
Well, okay. So let me just tell you what you remember I was telling you about that video of the dude that went to the year 6000 or whatever? He was saying that people were being governed by AI.
Yes, I agree.
And that this AI can predict everything 100% accurate. And so you're being governed by this thing, that will just do laws and create laws to stop things, to make everything a utopia, basically, you know? And I don't know if that sounds like too good to be true or basically a dictatorship.
It's both. It's like on Wall-E.
Yeah, where
That's the
everybody's
most realistic
content,
one.
but it's shitty.
Yeah. And to question the shittiness is to like step out of line, you know. I'm high.
Yeah, like high. But, so, this has been Brain Damage,
Brain Damage, episode 4.
episode 4. Yes.
Plug and play.
There has been some...
Mountain Dew.
Yes. Oh, Mountain Dew. Do you have a Dew?
I
You
had
drank one.
Tim
You
can
would-
attest
I saw.
that I drank a Mountain Dew in the car on the way here.
Yes.
For the record.
Definitely for the record. But, yeah, so, episode 4.
We
What
out.
else? Oh, we're done. All right.